Peace, brothers and sisters. This is Dr. Sadiki Baye, and I would like to thank you once again for allowing me to enter into your home in order to share with you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that I have been blessed with by the Creator and passed down through the ancestors to the ancestors here on earth today. We are the ancestors having a human experience, as I have always said, and we must embrace that because it's true. Now, today, I would like to share with you a very important topic as usual so that we can get a little bit more clarity and a little bit more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of our reality uh, while we're here on this earth, you know, in a society that's controlled by someone else other than us. So they have created many, many illusions that we are living today, and we must question these illusions uh, because there is a reality and there's an illusion. But today, I'd like to share with you the difference between civil rights and social justice. And I'd like for you to use your God given senses on what I'm saying, and prayerfully, it'll motivate, inspire, encourage you to look into it a little further. I just want to, give you a little direction on pursuing these issues. And all of us must need to know these serious issues that we're a part of in someone else's society. It was ours, but these thugs and barbarics came down and took it over. So we must realize the reality of what's going on today. So we have civil rights and social justice, and there is a difference, a significant difference. And let's look at civil rights first. What is civil rights? Civil rights has three main uh, uh, main uh, it has three main uh, uh, issues that's in civil rights. And the main thing of civil rights is three things, components. That's the word I was looking for. It has three main components. And the first component is equality. The second component is integration. The third component is peace. Those are the three main components that make up civil rights. Now, the three main components that make up social justice are anti-racism, anti-war, and anti-capitalism. So keep those components in mind as we go through finding out what these different topics are about the civil rights and social justice. Now, when you look at some of our leaders, now you can look at the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Carter G. Woodson, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and a whole lot of the other leaders, Malcolm X, all of them, they peeped into this whole thing, to this civil rights thing. And civil rights is not what we need. Social justice is what we need. Because the so-called leaders have deceived us to believe that both of them are the same. They are not the same. They are not the same. They deceived us to believe that. So are they really our leaders? And even the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King peeped that later on through his movement of civil rights. That too many of us were killed, destroyed, intimidated, murdered, raped, all kinds of crazy stuff that happened to us. But his eyes will begin to open. And when his eyes began to open, then he was the number one target that had to go. Check out the history. And Malcolm X, he was about social justice, you know, anti-war, anti-racism, and anti-capitalism. So let's look into this a little bit, and prayerfully you can take it within yourself and look into these things. Study to show yourself approval and lean not to your own misunderstanding, but rightly dividing the word of truth. The truth is the light, and the truth is the only thing that can set you free. Now, some of these things might be hard to internalize right away because we've been lied to for so long. So accepting the truth, or we're in the dark so long and now the light comes on, it's not that easy to adjust right away. But don't turn the lights out. Keep adjusting until you get it right. So when you look at Civil Rights Act of 1964, what was this act all about? It was the rights of citizens for political and social freedoms and equality. So what does that mean? What does that really mean? The rights of the citizens. It means the right to vote, the right of being educated, fair trial, fair trial, having access to government services, also public education, and the use of public facilities. Public facilities, that's Civil Rights Act. But it's one thing about policy, and there's another thing about reality. See, the policies are for those folks who made the policies, but they are an illusion for us. And they so-called handpick certain ones of us and put us in position and saying, look at what we're doing for you. All of us are not racist, really. Well, racism can be expressed in many ways, but look at the results. See, there's many ways to get to a certain point. So don't go for the okie doke. Look at the results. That's what tells the reality of a thing, the results of the thing. Now, civil rights are not in the Bill of Rights, because the Bill of Rights is the legal part. They deal with legal rights. They deal with personal freedoms, the freedoms of the freedoms that should be protected by the Bill of Rights. Now, is that going on? Answer it yourself. Now, we must look at the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is, for an example, the 14th Amendment. So what is the 14th Amendment? The 14th Amendment was ratified in 1868. Wow, 1868. That was a long time ago. But they're supposed to deal with what? It's supposed to deal with to protect the civil rights of the slaves, the freed slaves after Civil War. See, that goes to show you that freedom is not given, freedom is taken. Why would you allow somebody to determine whether you are free or not? That's a mental thing. That's an inside thing. That's a personal thing. So these are the illusions. These rights and so forth is for those people who created the rights. They're not for us. We going for the okie doke. We've been bamboozled. We've been lied to, tricked, flipped upside down, inside out. And the proof is, look at our condition. Because if all these laws and rights were real, then everything should be better for us. But no, we got to keep on fighting. PTSD or whatever you call that, post-traumatic syndrome. All of us got a level of that Don't let them fool you to believe that that's only for military people. It's for all of us, because all of us have been fighting ever since these people came from the mountains. All of us been fighting. All of us got a level of that. And we must come out of it together and realize that we've been had. We got to know the truth and face the truth. Now, they got all this civil stuff, civil rights, civil liberties, all of these bills and rights and so forth and so on, but they're not for us. And the proof is in the pudding. Look at us and look at them. There's a difference in night and day. So when you talk about civil liberties, we already went over civil rights. The rights of the citizens for political and social, freedoms and all, and equality. I don't even want to be equal to the enemy. If we are the original people, why would you want to be equal to them? If I'm an eagle, why should I be equal to a chicken? When in fact, eagles eat chickens, but they're not going to let us know. We need to know that. So when you talk about civil liberties, you're talking about things like freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the freedom of religion, freedom of education, against unwanted searches in your home, in your property, the ability to be silent when you're interrogated by these thugs that we call police. Yeah, these are just words. They mean nothing when it comes to us. We got to constantly fight. If these policies are supposed to be activated, then why do we continually have to fight for our rights? Fight to make sure that all of these policies and rights apply to us. They call us troublemakers when we fight for our rights. But when they fight for their rights, then it's all good. You see? Let's look at the difference. Let's even look at the difference between prejudice and racism. Prejudice means to like or dislike. Remember how the old folks say, oh, they prejudice. Everybody is prejudiced. I like this and I dislike that. That's prejudice. But racism, that's a whole new world that deals with hate, that deals with genocide, that deals with rape, that deals with barbarism, where the barbarics come down and take you over, have no respect for you, discrimination. We're not even in a position to do that. We don't own anything. They took and stole everything from us, and now they have the audacity to sell it back to us. Look at it now. Let's look a little deep. Learning can be painful, but don't dwell on the pain. Dwell on the message. So we got all of these old rights, the civil rights, civil liberties, the Bill of Rights, and all this and all of that. They're nothing but faked out words, empty words. If I can get you down and dirty, I can take a crumb off the floor and give it to you and you'll be grateful. I can give you a bone with no marrow in it and you'll be grateful. I can trick you up in the pulpit. I can pimp your behind to win over your mind and pass that plate around 3 and 4 times and you'll give as much as you can. Yeah. All they got is just where they want us. Yeah, I say to put the pimps in the pulpit. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't, keep it moving. But a lot of people don't like to hear the truth. But I don't care nothing about that because I'm representing. When you honor and represent, it's not about you. It's about the team. And I'm honoring the ancestors. And doing all I can to prepare a place for the future, those to come. And be the example for those who are here. That's not easy to do. That's putting your life on the line because at any time something can happen. But that's all right. You got to be willing to die for your rights, not just die over nonsense where we're killing each other over nothing, throwing our lives away and throwing each other away. We need to stop that nonsense. That's exactly what they want us to do. But we have to peep the game and reverse it and make it our game, not theirs. Their numbers are decreasing. That's why they're putting all these guns and drugs in our communities. They disenfranchise you, you know what I mean? And then they know that the guns you're going to use it sooner or later. Start hating each other. Because that's what do you call that? A walking time bomb? At any time it'll explode. That's why they want to move away from us and put us all crowded up together. Because they know sooner or later something going to happen. And then they talking about the guns. Let's get all the guns off the street. Why? While they stockpiling them all? Get them off the street for us. You know, when in fact, they the ones bringing them in. So the contradiction, the lies, the deceit, and all of that kind of stuff, we need to peep that game and get our acts together and show more love and respect for ourselves and one another than ever before. Now, let's look into even human rights. See all these rights? The human rights, what's that? That includes the right of life and liberty. Okay, life and liberty. Freedom from slavery and torture. Really? For us? Slavery and torture? Nothing has changed. You know, a lot of us go for the illusion, well, I like strawberry ice cream better than vanilla ice cream. Okay, so we used to get vanilla only, now we're allowed to get strawberry. But guess what? It's still ice cream. There's no different. Just because you change the color means nothing. That's the illusion. Look at the results. That's all that matters. They put all they handpick some of our people and put them in office in the government and all of that. They know that they ain't gonna do nothing for us. They better not, or they'll get them and their family. So we need to understand that all of these people are handpicked. We used to call them house Negroes, remember? And they still are. They'll sell their soul for a trinket and sell all of us down the drain. Check it out. Check it out. Human rights. The number one freedom in human rights is the freedom of expression and opinion. As soon as you express yourself and give your opinion, what happens? You're a target. You're a troublemaker. Don't go for that. You have a right to do that. Man up. Woman up. Mind up. Own up. And that's the challenge. So let's look a little bit into social justice. So what is social justice? Remember, it's anti-war, anti-racism, and anti-capitalism. That's what social justice is. And the term really means the distribution of wealth. Is that happening? The distribution of opportunities. Is that happening? The distribution of privileges. Is that happening? Is it? Of course there's exceptions to the rules. Those are the hand-picked ones. Don't go for the okie doke. So we must know that social justice is the view that everyone deserves what? Equal economics, equal political and social rights, and equal opportunities. Is that going on? Is it? Ask yourself and be truthful to yourself. Make it real and keep it real. So We must know the differences in things so we won't see that, oh, that's just life. No, that's not just life. That's the kind of life that they created to make us believe that that's it. No, don't go for the okie doke. Family, we got to wake up before it's too late. So, social justice, there's 4 interrelated principles of social justice. 4. What is the first one? Equity. That means being fair and impartial. Is that going on? Number 2, having access to the things that are necessary to advance us. Is that going on? Number 3, participation. Are they allowing us to participate in the things that we feel that is necessary for us? Is it? And number 4, our rights. Do we have any rights? We have a right to do what they tell us to do like we children. Those are the 4 interrelated principles. Principles now, live by principle of social justice. And what it does, it promotes fairness. Where's the fairness at? They have the right to destroy us, the right to choke us to death, to shoot us, to lynch us. They have a right to do that and justify it. And let us do that to one of them and see what happened. So where's the fairness? Where is being impartial? So we must know what the heck we dealing with. The heck, the hell, that we dealing with, and it is hell. So social justice is the capacity to organize with others to accomplish ends that will benefit the whole community. So we must come together and organize so that it can benefit our community. But unfortunately, we have neighborhoods and hoods. Where did the community go? Remember when we was coming up, the elders now, we were coming up and there was some strong community. You did wrong. That word was home before you got home. Everybody was on one accord. They even allowed certain people to chastise us. Now you look at a family's child today, and they ready to kill you. That's why our children are the way they are. There is no safeguards anymore. They have freedom to do whatever they want. That's the same thing that all these other people that's not us, that's what their children do. Do anything they want, say whatever they want. We had discipline, we had respect. And those folks saw that. So they had to create an illusion which they call integration. How fair can integration be if someone had a 400 or 500 year jump on you and say, all right, everything is equal? Are you for real? Are we paying attention to that? Why would you even want to be equal to him when you are the original people? When we are the original people? We are God's chosen people. We are the caretakers of everything God created. We are the stewardess of everything God created. Why would you want to be equal to the Johnny-come-latelys? Because originally we were the only people on the face of the earth. You can't even find no other people past 60,000 years. No other people but us. They can't even find our beginning. We are Alpha and Omega. Understand that. So we must create a community, common unity. instead of being so adamant about, oh, I want to vote. You know what I mean? And when we first started voting, everybody was Republicans, remember? And we had block votes. That's why they had a little respect for us. But they had to destroy John Kennedy because they thought he was going to do something for us. Then his brother was supposed to have been liberal, so they had to get him too. And then Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King. And then our warrior, also Malcolm X, because he was about social justice. And Dr. Martin Luther King was peeping that because all of those people were getting killed and dogs sicked on them, hosed down and knocked upside the head. And he felt a certain kind of way about that. So he questioned himself, is civil rights the answer? And he was coming around by saying, hell no. It's all about social justice. Anti-war. Anti-capitalism. It's anti-racism. That's what social justice is, and all of us should be about that. Don't go for the illusion of civil rights. I don't give a damn about no civil rights. What the hell I care about if I can't go to their restaurants? I don't care. I don't care if I can't go to their movie theaters. Who cares? Go to their dry, funeral kind of energy in all that they do. Who cares, man? We make joyful noise, man. We all that our energy comes out. That's why they peeped it and brought us on in, and we forgot where we came from. Just like all the sports, the entertainment, the biggest thinkers, the inventors, all they invented was hell. And because we didn't have any rights, they took it and claimed it. Study your history. Study. But they got us so bogged down with trying to make it that we don't have time to study. But you're going to have to find some time. Because there's one thing about life, the only thing that's perfect is change. No one can stop change. And they say, oh, no one is perfect. If you're about change, you're on the road of excellence, striving for perfection. Again, if you're about change, you're always on the road of excellence, striving for perfection. And that's a lifetime thing. Because most people say, oh, I'm there. I finally made it. No, but the key to it all is, can you stay there? And there's where the problem comes in. It's not that we never get where we're going. We have a problem staying there. We're so distracted by what's outside of ourselves. Don't you know that anything outside of me personally, it is what it is? And it ain't nothing until I call it. So be careful what you call it, because it's real to you. And it can be crazy. Truly. It's a miracle that we can laugh, but all laughs is not funny. But we are the miracle. No one else could have been through what we went through, and still some of us have some sense. Because God always said, I'll always have remnants. But sometimes we can be so close to each other and take each other for granted that we can never imagine that any of us can be those remnants. We get too familiar with each other. And then we downgrade each other. So let's understand the difference between social justice, which ensures that people are treated with dignity and respect. That's what social justice is. Wow. Social justice, human rights, dignity and respect is to ensure the people are treated with that. That's what social justice is, and that's what we need. And that's what we were, and we need to get back to it. We need to go Sankofa, use the Sankofa principle and go back and get it and validate it. So we need to advance social justice in our communities. First, we got to get our communities back. Until then, community is common unity. Until then, all hell gonna still continue. We have to bring this thing together as one. So there's certain needs in order to bring back social justice in our communities. The first one is we need to check out our beliefs and our habits. We need to check that out. Something ain't right somewhere. The second one is educate yourself, about issues that's going on in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our environment, and learn about others too. Learn about what's going on. Be 360. Be aware of those things. We need to make sure that we know about local organizations because we might have to tap into them to assist us in advancing local organizations. We're not aware of that because the politicians don't give a damn about us. We got to figure everything out. And we need to take action in our communities. We need to be more active and stop bitching and complaining. Get off your ass and do something. Isn't that our purpose? Our number one purpose is to make things better for us? What happened? We are burdened down with negativity. We got to lay our burdens down and get moving before it's too late. Look at what's happening to our children, but we keep blaming them. No, they didn't come here like that. They developed into that. So who were in charge to allow that to happen? So let's harness social media and all kind of media apparatus because that's our one of the number one enemies is the media. The motion pictures, the textbooks, the magazines, the newspapers. They always portray us as the gangsters. The angry black woman. The tough women. You know what I mean? They're whipping brothers' behinds and shooting and killing them and all that in the motion pictures. Look at for example, Denzel Washington. All of those positive movies that he made, Malcolm X and all the others. Well, guess what? He didn't get an award until he played the American gangster. Wow. Are we paying attention? We need to peep the game, family. The game is on us and no one else. And when you play somebody else's game, you will never win. They allow you to get close to reel you in, just like when you go to these casinos. Oh, I almost won. But you're going to put double back. So you're going to always be a loser. And no matter if you win, look at all the money you lost before. Social justice, the main element of social justice is self-love and knowledge of self. They are the main ingredients of social justice. To know who you are and to show love and respect for yourself and those who look like you. So look at the difference between civil rights and social justice. Do it for yourself. And I pray that you will come to the conclusion of the reality that we've been had. Family, I love you, I bless you, and I want you to prosper. Always remember to stay strong and keep your faith where it belongs. Because life is for the living. Let the dead bury the dead. Do your best and let God do the rest. You got to know when to hold and know when to fold. How do I know when to hold and when to fold? You have to have a sharp discerning spirit to know the difference, so you won't be using emotions, the very thing that always got us in trouble. The wise man goes by what he knows, not what he feels. Keep your head towards the universe where all strength comes from, and never give up and never, ever, ever, ever give in, no matter how things seem as emotions, no matter how things seem, because everything is, always was, and always will be in divine order. Because God don't make no mistakes, but we do. But when you learn from your mistakes, it's all good. So keep on growing and keep on learning. You can't go wrong. You will always be a winner. Even though learning can be painful, but you can't beat the blessings. Family, keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times, because we got a lot of professionals out here that putting people's lights out, especially us. I pray that you view my videos every Saturday. I have a different topic every Saturday. You can go on YouTube and push the subscribe and the like button and pass it on, because all of us have something to offer. Let's show more love and respect for ourselves and one another than ever before. Happy new journey, family. Hotep.